Hi everyone, this is Kristen, and if you're looking for a slim, translucent, super drop protective case for your iPhone 11 or 11 Pro, you might want to check out the Crystal Palace by Gear4. With integrated D3O and protective polycarbonate, this slim case offers 13 feet of drop protection and makes your phone look great at the same time. Let's take a closer look. Looking at the construction of this case, this is quite slim and lightweight, relatively rigid feel in the hand due to the polycarbonate exterior. Looking at the interior, we have a layer of D3O that runs around the perimeter here. It is either transparent or translucent, can't really tell which. I know that on the transparent case you can't see it at all. On the translucent case, I guess you have to assume that it's color matched going around here on the edges. If you're not familiar with D3O, it is a special impact protective material that's used in high-end protective gear, used in the military, sports applications, etc. This is what allows the case to have such a high level of impact protection given its slim and lightweight form factor. Putting your phone in this case is quite easy, no issues there. Just put in the one side, clip on the other corners. Once on, you can see we have overall quite a reasonably good fit on the phone. A little bit of give over your volume buttons. Same is true over your port openings, but I would say overall this has a good fit on the phone, particularly for a case that is so easy to install on your phone. So looking here at the amount of lip, we have less visible lip than you would otherwise have because I do have an edge-to-edge screen protector on here. Fits really quite well with this screen protector, which is the OtterBox Amplify Edge to Edge. I'm going to be showing you this on the iPhone 11 with a Zagg case compatible screen protector, so you're going to be able to see how much more lip you would have without an edge-to-edge screen protector, so stay tuned for that. But certainly looking at this with an edge-to-edge screen protector, it does not use up all the visible lip. We do still definitely have some lip on here, and this should be nicely protective for your iPhone screen. Looking down here at our port openings, these are quite generous. You shouldn't have any problem with the vast majority of third-party lightning cables, although of course this case does support wireless charging, so you might find you're using that functionality less than you otherwise would. Also note that we do have symmetrical port openings here for the asymmetrical port design of the iPhone 11 Pro, so this is going to bother some people, but probably most people won't even notice. Going around to the sides here, we have quite slippery sides on here. This is a very slippery sort of a case. Looks really nice on the phone, but be aware that grip is essentially non-existent except on one of the colors. The iridescent one, which I'm going to show you in a bit, has more grip than the other colors for some reason. But overall, this is quite a slippery type of case. Going up here to our buttons, these are okay, but not really that impressive. They don't have that much of a click to them. They have a very slightly mushy feel to them, although they are reasonably responsive. And it's quite easy to get to your mute switch, no issues there. Going up here to the top, you can see our look here from the top, see how our edge-to-edge screen protector is fitting. And then going over here to the side button, essentially same as your volume up and down buttons. Works okay, but just a little bit mushy feeling, not really crisp and clicky. Going to the back here, I think that this neon blue color looks great on a silver iPhone, very attractive. You can just see a hint of your Apple logo through the case. Very pretty. Also very slippery, as I mentioned, almost no grip on here, so it's going to slide easily in and out of pockets and handbags. I think you would be worried that it's going to slide easily in and out of your hands as well. Although, of course, this case does have that 13 feet of drop protection, so if you do drop it, you should probably be okay in terms of impact protection. But still, it is perhaps going to be a little bit too slippery for many people. If you like a grippy case, this is probably not going to be the case for you. So we have a little bit of very subtle Gear4 branding down here at the bottom. You do have plenty of protection here for your protruding camera, no problem there. And this case does support wireless charging. So this material here does have an anti-fingerprint coating, and it helps somewhat, although fingerprints do start to show. They're definitely less noticeable on the translucent versions, such as this one, as opposed to the transparent version. Transparent cases are always the harshest, and they show all possible defects as well as fingerprints. So I think you're going to be better off, if you're worried about fingerprints, to go with one of the translucent ones versus the transparent ones. But even with the translucent ones, you will see fingerprints build up on this case. As far as scratching is concerned, this sort of polycarbonate absolutely does scratch, and we don't have any features on here like a ridge or something around the edge, which is going to help reduce the amount of scratching that you have. So overall, I would say that scratching is probably the biggest problem that you're going to have in terms of the looks of these cases. So there are definitely some downsides on this. It is a slippery case, it is going to scratch, and it is going to show fingerprints to some extent or another. However, it is a really attractive case on your iPhone, and it is going to provide very good protection. So definitely some pros and cons to weigh there. Removing this case from your phone is a little bit more difficult than getting it on in the first place. The material on the inside sides tends to grip on the side of your phone a little bit, so it can be a little trickier to push it off. But other than that, no big issue. Checking this out in pink. Looks really pretty. Again, very slippery, but very pretty. In our clear version, does a beautiful job showing off your iPhone. And then finally the iridescent version, which has a bit of a different feel than the other cases, almost kind of a squeaky feel to it. Definitely has a little bit more grip, but it's kind of noisy, as you can tell if you hear this squeaking noise as my fingers are going across it. Definitely has a cool look on the back though, with that iridescent shimmery look. So I think that's an interesting kind of case to have on your phone. And it is the grippiest of the Crystal Palace cases. Looking at the Crystal Palace for iPhone 11, we have a very similar fit on the phone, also very easy to get on your phone, no issues there. Once on, we have a nice tight fit on the phone, and I would say that the fit over your volume buttons and your port openings is perhaps just a little bit better than on the iPhone 11 Pro. Overall, really quite a nice fit on the phone. So looking at the amount of lip we have on here, I currently have a case-compatible screen protector on here. This is the Zagg Glass Elite Vision Guard Plus, and as you can see, fits really nicely with this case. You can also see we have significantly more visible lip because this is not an edge-to-edge screen protector such as the OtterBox Amplify edge-to-edge we saw on the other phone. So looking down here at the bottom, our port openings, again, very nice and generous. Shouldn't have any issue with most third-party lightning cables. Case does support wireless charging, so you might find you're using that less than you otherwise would. We have symmetrical port openings here, but of course we have a symmetrical port design on the phone, so no issues there. Going around to the sides, everything is basically the same as on the iPhone 11 Pro version. Same slippery sides, same less than perfect buttons, a little bit hard to press, a little bit mushy feeling, not really a satisfying click there, but everything works. It's just not as good as it otherwise could be. Very easy access to our mute switch area, no problems there. Then looking at our fit here from the top, I think everything looks nice. The Zagg Glass Elite Vision Guard Plus looks really quite good with this Gear 4 case. And then going here to our side button, again, just the same as our volume buttons. Looking at the back of the case, I think this neon yellow color looks quite good with a green iPhone. Definitely sets it off. Got a little bit of Gear4 branding down here at the bottom, as well as some D3O branding up here. But overall, nothing too obtrusive. Got plenty of protection here for the protruding camera, no problems there. And of course the case does support wireless charging. So this material is going to scratch relatively easily, being a glossy polycarbonate. That's just a characteristic of the material. And although this does have an anti-fingerprint coating, that's only going to help so much. I'm afraid that this will show fingerprints. Again, I think that the fingerprints are less noticeable on the translucent colors as opposed to the fully transparent. So if you are interested in one of these cases and you're phobic about fingerprints, then you perhaps want to get the translucent version as opposed to the transparent. Overall, I think it looks really quite nice, but definitely a slippery case in the hand. Removing this case from your phone is easier on the iPhone 11 version as opposed to the iPhone 11 Pro because the material on the interior does not catch as easily on an aluminum-sided phone as it does on the glossy stainless steel. The fully transparent version of the Crystal Palace definitely looks quite pretty on a green iPhone 11. But as I mentioned, I think that the transparent version is going to show fingerprints more than the translucent version, so definitely keep that in mind. However, if you're looking for a pretty transparent case for your iPhone 11, which gives you a lot of drop protection, this is definitely something to consider. And then the iridescent version gives you a little bit more grip for some reason, I guess having to do with the coating, and has an interesting look with the green iPhone. Has all these kind of purplish overtones to it. But again, fingerprints and scratching are going to be an issue with this case. And then finally, pink and green. Really a fun look on the green iPhone 11. Overall, I think there's definitely some things to recommend the Crystal Palace for iPhone 11 and 11 Pro. It has an impressive amount of drop protection at 13 feet. It's backed by Gear4's limited lifetime warranty, and it comes in some beautiful colors and two lovely clear versions. However, on the negative side, it's going to scratch relatively easily. It does show fingerprints despite its fingerprint-resistant coating, and it's quite slippery. So it just depends upon what you're looking for in a case for your iPhone 11 or 11 Pro. Again, we've been looking at the Gear4 Crystal Palace for iPhone 11 and 11 Pro. This product is available directly from Zagg, Gear4, and many other retailers, and it has an MSRP of $39.99 for both the iPhone 11 and the 11 Pro. It also comes in the same color choices for both sizes of iPhone, of neon blue, neon pink, and neon yellow, as well as clear and iridescent. Many thanks to the kind folks at Zagg for sending me out these samples to review. If you have any questions about these cases, please feel free to put them in the comments below and I will do my best to address them. And if you haven't yet subscribed, please hit that subscribe button because I have lots more case, screen protector, and other accessory reviews coming up. Again, this is Kristen with the Crystal Palace by Gear4 for iPhone 11 and 11 Pro. Thanks so much for watching and have a wonderful day.